welcome to AJay Answers, where this is a series I'm starting to answer some of the community questions that I get from the For Me Facebook group, as well as comments here on YouTube. So congratulations to Firewall Ministries. You just happen to be number one. So let's go over here. Let's look at their questions. First question. First comment. Absolutely love your videos. They have been a great resource. A few questions. First off, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. It says, I have a logo and I need to change the color of. Any suggestions? What I would suggest with that is GIMP. GIMP is a kind of like a free version of Photoshop, and you can make different color changes with that. Let me actually cut over here to my computer so we can see how that works. Now, I actually went back to using Photoshop just because I've been using it for so long, but I originally did use GIMP. Now again, I really don't know exactly what the logo is that he is speaking of, so I can't exactly tell you how to do it, but GIMP has a bunch of tools to do that. And while that's installing, let me cut over to Photoshop. I mean, honestly, you could use Photoshop. You can just sign up for a 30-day trial and make the change if you need. And I'm sure there's a bunch of tools online that can do the same thing. I'm just not aware of it right now. So hey, here's the thumbnail here for this picture today. So let's go ahead and just make something new. All right, so let's open up. I'll open up our church's podcast logo. That'll be something easy. Now, first off, let me make a copy of it so I don't mess it up. All right, so let's recenter this whole thing. All right, so let's just say this is the logo. Really simple. And in Photoshop and pretty much all other video editors, and I'll do this again in GIMP here in a second, there's this magic wand tool. You can literally just click here and then it'll isolate the color. You can change the tolerance, meaning how close to this color do you want it to be. I mean, if you put it at 0, it has to be an exact match, but as you can see, it's missing some of the edges inside of here. So let's say we bump this up to 50, and this is pretty good. It pretty much got everything. So I would make a new layer and just say let's make it blue. Pick my color. Now I've isolated that, and I'm just gonna click the bucket. Boom, there's my color change. And I'm just selecting multiple groups at the same time. And that's it. That's a straightforward. Now, as you can see, some of these edges need to be done, but again, that will give you close to what you were looking for, hopefully. Now, let's see if GIMP is done. It is. Now, let me copy this again, and then let's go into GIMP and see how that one works. All right, so let's see. This is kind of like the same thing with this wand here. So let's click that. Yeah, it pretty much works the exact same way. Hold down Shift, and then you can hit different sections at the same time. Make a new layer. And then let's pick our color. And then there's the bucket. Boom, there's your color change. Really simple. All right, so let's look at question number 2. How do you make videos where you do split screen and show your other screen while putting this in the lower third? Now, I do this 2 different ways. Actually, 3 different ways. So as of right now, you see this camera right now. I am using an ATEM television studio that normally I install in churches, but I have it here portably. So what that allows me to do is, let me bring up the control software here. So on here, on my desktop, here's the controller software, but here is the DVE. don't ask me. I can't remember what that stands for. Somebody will probably say it in the comments. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, I can pick what type of quote unquote picture-in-picture I want to do live. So if I turn this on, because right now it's pointing to my camera, if I turn this on now, you can see I have picture-in-picture. So my switcher is doing this live. So that's one way I do it. All right, so another way to do that is you have to have two type of capture devices in your computer. So say you're trying to live stream picture-in-picture. So what I'm gonna do is, let me open up OBS over here. See, I have OBS running right now. So in this scene, I'm just looking at my monitor, but what I'm gonna do is add a capture device, and I have a webcam connected to this. So I'll just call this webcam. And here's my webcam. So, and let's adjust this so I can take all this other stuff out the shot so you can't see it. And now, if I happen to be on this side of the screen, see, I can do anything at the same time, and you're seeing me, but you're seeing my desktop at the exact same time. Now, that's one way. Now, again, I normally do stuff the difficult way. So when it comes to like doing a video like this, let me go ahead and cut back over to my desktop one more time. So what I do normally, like in this video, which is what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to actually splice this and edit this and make it this way. So like right now, while this is loading, let me open up everything else that I'm doing. Hold on. All right, for example, this is my computer that I'm recording on right now. So this is what I'm using to record what I'm recording right now. So this is going to be saved on this computer, as you can see, window and window and all that stuff. Let me actually turn that off. All right, so this is full screen. I was fooling myself for a second. So I'm recording the entire video here with this, and I can't do this way. So now I'm doing picture-in-picture, but this is all inside my ATEM on how this is being handled. But anyway, I'm recording this, but my camera right here, I'm recording on the camera as well too. So what I do is here, so inside of here in DaVinci Resolve, what I have is two tracks. So let me just randomly pick one here, and let's go to this so you can see the video on the same screen. So inside of here, you see here's my background and here's this, and this is this track. So if I turn this track off, that's the one that's coming directly from my camera. So that's how, so when I'm doing this, that's coming live from my camera, just like I'm doing right now. I lay that track on top of that, but this is the recording that's coming from the computer here. That's recording. That's how I do that. So I record this separately, and I actually try not to use the picture-in-picture when I'm recording this way. And so this is clean, and then I cut over to my camera, and I just lay both of those videos on top of each other, and I edit it. That's how, which again, that takes me longer to do it that way, but this camera, I'm recording in 4K directly me, but then my computer is coming off of the desktop resolution, so my picture is always a lot cleaner. So that was a long roundabout answer on how we do that. Let me download this update while this is going on. All right, so let's go back to the next question. All right, and then it says, the best free video maker for iPhones looking to do small promos and such. Actually, I had to do some research on this one. I normally don't do video editing on an iPhone. I'm not an iPhone person. I'm an Android, but I do have an iPad. And actually, I had to do some research on this one. I will come back on a full review on some of the stuff, because I don't like recommending stuff that I haven't used myself. So I'm gonna come back to this. But one thing I do know, I have made a movie in iMovie that comes with your iPad and your iPhone, but there's some other ones that I'm actually been downloading. One of them, because I have an I have an Adobe suite on what I'm doing with After Effects and Photoshop. I actually didn't realize this, that I can use Adobe Rush, which is a video editor here for the iPad that comes with your subscription. So I'm going to be playing around with that. And there's a Luminance or something like that else that I saw. I'm going to download that and play around with that, and I might try and make a video about that all on my tablet. So look out for that one. So sorry I can't answer that one right now, but actually I did answer it. I would honestly just recommend using iMovie, and yes, just start with iMovie. I mean, it's powerful. You can't do a whole lot of stuff, but if you're just trying to make simple promos for your church, honestly, that's a great start. And then, what's the best camera and mic to start with on a budget? Okay, let me, this is honestly my suggestion, and this is really where I started out with. When I started out with my phone. This is actually a Google Pixel 3, but this is now a, this is a Google Pixel 3, but I started with Google Pixel 2, and then I actually also started with this Logitech webcam. I'm assuming that you're not talking about like that, but my go-to camera to start off with is the Canon R800. That's really budget friendly, records in 1080p, and it's a camcorder, and you can get that thing for maybe around like $250, $260 for a complete bundle, which I'll link in the description. How to get started with that, and that comes with a bunch of stuff. Now, when it comes to a microphone, I actually got this suggestion from DSLR Shooter here on YouTube. And that is the Takstar SGC 598N. I'm going to see if I can tag the video that I saw with that one where he did a comparison between the Rode mic. Now, granted, now I use a Rode mic, but this Takstar is a shotgun microphone that can sit on top of your camcorder, and it is a beast. Like, my first sets of videos for maybe about a year and a half, as well as the commercials and stuff, sporting events and things like that, were all done from that mic. Now, the Rode mic is almost around like $150. I actually got it on sale for about like $99, but normally it's $150. The Takstar is, you can get it as low as $25, and he did a comparison on how it sounds, and it sounded great. So that would be my suggestion here. And let me cut over here so you can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so that's the Takstar. Really great mic for that. And that camera, the R800, allows you to connect it as well. You can use it on this. You can hook it up to your computer to record it. It's a very versatile microphone. So that is, I think, that's about it. Hopefully that answered all the questions. Again, Firewall Ministries, thank you again for the comments. And if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, if you leave them in the For Me Media Ministry group on Facebook that you can join in the description with the link to get there, or just comment those on this type of video or any other videos, and I'll be I always answer all my comments. So I will check those and get back to you as soon as possible. So I hope that helped. If you like this type of content, I would appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with other great videos like this. This is AJ, and we will see you on the next video. Later.